Morning everyone. Well, we're back obviously from the Simpson and we've time to do a few changes to the coal. Just a quick vid, I suppose, to show what we've got now and what we plan to get to in the future. Many of you will know we had a little episode with the back window.
New window.
Easy enough done, and I don't know if you can see it there, but there's a little bit of a dent, which is all the remains of said expedition to the back of a tree. Still closes, locks, and seals away the dust, so it's no big deal. We'll probably leave it because, well, it's possibly going to get damaged later on. Back of the car, quickly, briefly, MCC bar at the back, tow bar, recovery hooks and all that sort of stuff. These are meant for LED lights, but I didn't like them, so what I'm going to do is just put a panel in behind it and paint it black so it looks a bit neater. I just wasn't a fan of the LED backlights, that's all. So today, what we're going to do, this is the back. The fire extinguisher and battery from the dual battery leads up the front there. ARB canopy, we've got the reinforcing bars inside it, so we don't have a problem with loading up the roof weight-wise. That in the bag there's our little compressor. What I'm going to do, because that's really annoying because we stack stuff on there, so just going to run a little air line, take that out of this bag, permanently mount it and run a little air line out here, pretty usual run-of-the-mill stuff. We're going to go with a water tank at the back of the baseboard there, which is currently where my recovery gear is at the moment, which is not an ideal spot. You can see the bag up the front. We came back and we realised that at the moment we have a slide window on the right and a lift up on the left, and God, it's annoying. We used to have a dog which the slide window was suited for, but unfortunately we don't have Teddy anymore. We priced up going aluminium tray back canopy, and that's like 15-20 grand, even 10-15 for a cheap one and stuff. So we figured we might spend that money on the holiday instead of on the car. So we've decided to buy an ARB replacement window for a lift up on that side and sort of fit out functionally a bit more in the back, because we used to carry, I don't know if you might have seen some of the photos, the 20 litre bag of Evian water, which we don't have sitting around the shed at the moment. But a 40 litre slip behind will mount up nicely. Fridge goes here, as you would have seen in the pictures, and the battery box goes behind. Going to remove the battery box and put a slim line behind the back seat, so we gain yay amount of space, well, to the whole height of the canopy. Behind it, once the kick-ass is on there, but also looking at those 85 litre Bushmans, or Kings have come out with an 85 litre that looks just like the Bushmans for about 600 bucks cheaper. So if anyone actually knows or had any experience with those cheaper Kings ones, let us know. Be greatly appreciated. We have had thoughts about putting the 85 in here, and that frees up even more space because our kick-ass is about 1100 long, whereas the Bushman fully compressed version is only about 550, so we gain heaps of space. So if anyone's got any ideas about the 85, whether it's big enough for you for two people, our kick-ass is 95 dual zone, which we think 85 may be a bit small for some long trips, but possibly a second one in the car perhaps. Let us know your thoughts on that. Water tank will slid at the back, pressure pump, you know, usual, same as everybody else there. Down here, haven't really decided much what else to do, but we're thinking on this side, with that space behind the fridge, we'll make up some more shelves. Our long fridge, kick-ass one, goes to about here. So we have this much here, which is where we strap our battery box down. But I'm going to remove that, put it behind the back seat, and move the extinguisher to the other side over here on the, what's that dear? The right?
The right.
The right.
Driver's side.
And either a power box, mount it here, or a board and then wire it up from about there down to around there, and just have that there. And that will effectively free up all of this space as well. And we thought about making up some shelves like they do in the aluminium lift up ones, because our chairs and gazebo go on that side, so that easy access whenever we stop we pull out. the chairs, which is quick enough. In here it was a bit of a mess. If you've got one of these, you'll be aware when you stack stuff at the front, it's a right pain in the bum to get them out. Hence the window change. I'll spin around this side. Jumper leads and a few spare bits and pieces down there, which I haven't pulled out yet. So effectively, by changing the window over here, it allows us to get to the front, so poor old John doesn't have to climb all the way up the front to get stuff. We'll have some updates of when we do the upgrades and stuff, but
A before and after.
yeah, all staged, and get some of your feedback around it. But today's job, well, it's not a very long job, because it's just take out some of these screws and put the sliding window, lift up window in.
Just wanted to say that we see a lot of aluminium trays and heaps of setups for them, which is great. But you don't see many setups of what the best, I guess, layouts of a canopy like this, a fiberglass one. Yeah, so we'd love to see if any of you have a similar setup. We'd love to have some photos or share with us and some inspiration. We've seen a few, but there's not a lot around. So
we're thinking maybe some shelves along here so we can stack, so it sort of looks, so when you lift up the window, so it looks very much like an alloy one. So, finally got the side window out. A bit of cursing and swearing. We bought this canopy second hand and it was grey. So, because ours is Z71, so it came with the
sailplane
and stuff in the back. And, you know, new canopy was in the $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever. So we bought this second hand, painted silver, I think it was, with the bars installed and all that sort of stuff as well. There's reinforcing bars and whatever, which is about $400-500 for about $1,200, $1,000.
Something like that. It was a few years ago now.
A few years ago now, and took it around to a mate's paint shop, and he resprayed it white for us. So we pulled it all apart. When it got painted, put it all back together, and then we put it on the car. But when we did the back window, it wasn't quite so hard because it was the back and it's got no bottom, obviously. But getting the side out, it sits in a groove. The canopy actually goes into a groove in here, and this framework here, this is off the old one.
Yeah.
And that pushes into the canopy, and then this screws on from the inside and secures it. So that's what I've just done there, but when it comes from ARV, it doesn't actually have the holes in it. So you've got to drill them yourself. Because there's that little groove channel there, as you can see with these old original ones, the drill doesn't necessarily want to sit straight because it's not a flat surface. So what I found easier with the other one was, as I was drilling holes, so you put the frame on the top as a template, and as I was drilling holes, put some screws in, because the frame moves around as you drill the holes, because the drill finds its own way home. So to save getting some holes that don't line up anymore, I found it was easier as I went around to...
So those holes don't come pre-drilled from ARV?
No, they do in the frame. Where's my side cutters? They are actually loose. They're actually pre-drilled in this frame here, which is what I showed you before over there. But they aren't pre-drilled in the frame itself. So the pre-drilled here,
Yeah.
and you just use it as a template to drill through. see, all finished, all good. Provides a lot more access now. Not quite as much as the aluminium one, obviously, but it saves me from having to crawl through to get to stuff at the front and drag all the other stuff out to get there. So in that case, job done. Looks good. We had a little bit of trouble getting it back in, but I think that was because of the paint. When we repainted it, it was a little bit thicker because the way they sit in, they just sort of sit in and then there's a frame that goes on. So cleaned that paint off. It went in quick, didn't it, dear?
It did.
Well, after the paint was off. Before the paint was off, there was a bit of cursing and swearing.
So, part 1 of our little canopy overhaul is complete. So next stage is to fiddle around more with the insides. So again, we'll keep doing updates on the video and on our canopy as we go along, just mini updates that will make our life a lot easier on the road.
Answering questions.
Please, send through your inspiration, your pictures of your canopies, because we're still playing around with the layout, so we'd love to hear what you've got to say. And again, any questions on what we've done, just pop them in the comments below and we can answer them. Thanks for watching our video.
Ah.
Thank you.